So we know that even in the early history of horses, that people appreciated that teeth were important and that the teeth changed throughout the horse's life, and that you could roughly tell the age of a horse by looking at its dentition. And we've known that for a very long time. And throughout the history of veterinary medicine, aging horses by their teeth has been a very important concept and practice that good horsemen and especially veterinarians became aware of early on and have propagated through the years. We used to think that it was an exact science, but some recent work that really was not done until the early 1990s showed that you could roughly age a horse by their teeth, but some of the work that was done with Lane and others in England showed that it is not an exact science. And the older the horse gets, the less accurate it is to age them by their teeth. So young horses up to 5 or 6 years of age, we can be pretty accurate about how old they are looking at their dentition, from shedding deciduous teeth and erupting permanent teeth. Once they get out over 5, you're looking at aging horses by occlusal wear and what the occlusal surfaces of the teeth look like, and it becomes less and less accurate the older the horse gets.
So we have evidence of dentistry with the Egyptians, Greeks, and Romans as well.
Well, with the Egyptians, we do have evidence that they used horses both for transport as well as chariot driving. So they had driving horses, and these horses did have bits in their mouths. The early bits were usually, we think, made of leather or bone or wood. But later on, they introduced metal bits, and we've been using metal bits in horses' mouths for thousands of years now. Mm-hmm. And the early practice of veterinary medicine really was a pretty brutal thing. There were there's a lot of superstition and sort of religious ritual that went into dental practice, and that was especially important in the area of horsemanship, because there were lots of things that were passed down verbally from generation to generation, and I'm sure that people made up pretty good stories about why you would do this and do that, and made up songs and tales about different procedures to where people would remember them, because there wasn't much written communication at that time. And so these myths and superstitions gradually percolated up out of society, and they hung around for years. Even there are many writings that occurred in as early as the late 1800s that still went back to a lot of these old myths and superstitions about wolf teeth causing blindness in horses, and that the wolf in the tooth and the wolf in the tail were causes of different diseases. And we really didn't understand anything about the cause of disease or anything about aseptic technique or bacteria or anything like that until the 1900s. And so up until that point, veterinary practice was pretty much saddled with a lot of superstition and myth. In early Europe, that was especially prevalent with some of the things that were done. And even the church got involved in that. There were several early saints that were canonized because of the miracles they had performed with the care of horses.